This story follows a woman named Zhou Yu. She works as a lawyer at a small law firm, often taking on cases for little to no pay, mostly helping people from lower income backgrounds. Even though she does not earn much, she always gives her full effort and heart to every case she handles. One day, while on a plane, Zhou Yu suddenly breaks down in tears. Her crying becomes so intense that the passenger next to her gets worried and hands her some tissues. In that moment, she is so overwhelmed with emotion that she does not even notice the face of the kind stranger beside her. All she can think about is her life, especially the fact that she has recently become a widow at a young age. And from that moment, her life begins to take an unexpected turn. This is the third way of love. Strangely, once the plane lands, Zhou Yu appears completely fine again, almost as if nothing ever happened. But when she arrives home, she is shocked to find her younger sister, Xiao Yue, unconscious. Thankfully, Xiao Yue can still be saved. The doctor later explains that she is suffering from severe depression and needs strong emotional support from her family. Determined to understand what caused this, Zhou Yu checks her sister's phone and discovers a long series of messages addressed to a man named Qi Zheng. It turns out that Qi Zheng is Xiao Yue's boss. The next day, Zhou Yu asks her friend Jian Qi about him. From what Jian Qi has heard, Qi Zheng is a wealthy heir who has taken over his father's company. He is also rumored to be a playboy who easily plays with the hearts of many women. Hearing this, Zhou Yu becomes convinced that her sister has been hurt and abandoned by Qi Zheng. Filled with anger, she storms into his office, only to realize that Qi Zheng is actually the same kind stranger who gave her tissues on the plane. Unfortunately, she does not recognize him and immediately confronts him, demanding that he take responsibility for breaking her sister's heart. Qi Zheng, completely confused, calmly explains that he only communicates with his employees through email and has never given Xiao Yue any false hope. At that moment, Zhou Yu begins to realize that her sister may have developed an unhealthy obsession with him. After this, Zhou Yu insists that Xiao Yue should quit her job at Qi Zheng's company. However, Qi Zheng refuses, explaining that all employees are bound by strict contracts and cannot resign freely. When Xiao Yue finds out, she rushes to the office and reacts emotionally. She insists that she will never leave the company, even if her love is not returned, because at least she can still see Qi Zheng from afar. Despite this, Zhou Yu continues searching for a way to help her sister leave the company. But after reviewing the contract, she realizes that Xiao Yue cannot resign before it ends without facing heavy penalties. In the middle of all this, Zhou Yu receives urgent news that one of her clients, a construction worker, is about to take his own life. She rushes to the scene, where the man is threatening to do the unthinkable unless he receives his compensation. Not long after, Qi Zheng arrives as the man's superior, bringing the compensation money with him. They all make their way to the top of the building. Zhou Yu struggles with her fear of heights, barely able to walk forward. Seeing this, Qi Zheng steps in to support her. Together, they manage to hand over the money, and in the end, the construction worker decides not to go through with it. That night, Zhou Yu treats Qi Zheng to a simple meal, as a way of thanking him for helping save her client. During dinner, she also tries to persuade him to let her sister leave the company. However, Qi Zheng suggests a different solution. Instead of quitting, he proposes transferring Xiao Yue to another department. Zhou Yu finds the idea reasonable and agrees. At the same time, she starts to feel guilty for judging him too quickly before. After the meal, Qi Zheng offers to drive her home. At first, she refuses. But when it suddenly starts raining and he happens to have an umbrella, she finally accepts and leaves with him. The next day at the airport, Qi Zheng is seen picking up his childhood friend who has just returned from abroad. Her name is Xin Yao. Unbeknownst to him, she has feelings for him. After leaving the airport, Xin Yao refuses to get out of his car and insists on following him everywhere. Still, Qi Zheng manages to get her out of the car with a bit of clever thinking.
好久不见.
Meanwhile, the story of Zhou Yu and Qi Zheng saving the construction worker quickly goes viral and becomes a trending topic. Because of this, Zhou Yu's boss asks her to convince Qi Zheng to collaborate with their law firm as the company's new legal advisor. The opportunity is huge, with the potential to earn 1 million yuan in a year. Her boss even pressures her, making it clear that refusing is not an option. The following day, Zhou Yu presents her law firm in front of Qi Zheng and his board of directors. With confidence, she explains that her firm is highly trustworthy when it comes to protecting client confidentiality and has never lost a case. More importantly, she emphasizes that they always try to truly understand their clients and stand in their position with sincerity. No matter the situation, they are fully committed to seeing every case through to the end. About an hour later, Jo Yu's boss receives a call confirming that their firm has been accepted as the new legal advisor for Chi Jung's company. To celebrate the big win, he immediately takes Jo Yu and the rest of the team out for a long night of karaoke. After the celebration, Jo Yu is asked to meet Chi Jung at a cafe. But instead of talking about work, Chi Jung openly expresses his feelings for her. He reveals that he has been drawn to her since the very first time they met. Jo Yu is completely caught off guard and quickly turns him down. In her mind, she is just a poor widow who could never stand beside someone like him. She has never imagined living a life like a fairy tale. Back at home, Xiaoyue shares her own frustration. She has just been transferred to another department, which means she can no longer see Chi Jung. Hearing this, Jo Yu tells her sister to stop holding on to false hope and try to move on. The next day, Jo Yu introduces Xiaoyue to her friend Zhan Qi, hoping her sister can open her heart to someone new. Not long after, Jo Yu meets Chi Jung again, expecting to discuss work matters. Instead, Chi Jung reveals that he was the one who gave her tissues on the plane during her emotional breakdown. Jo Yu brushes it off, claiming she was not crying because of her failed marriage, but because she had spent too much money on an expensive plane ticket. She clearly does not want him digging into her past. This time, she questions him instead. She has heard rumors that he is a playboy and might be getting married soon. Chi Jung immediately denies everything. He insists that if he were to marry, it would only be with her. Those words linger in Jo Yu's mind long after the conversation ends. Even when Xiaoyue casually asks about something as simple as toothpaste, Jo Yu can only respond absent-mindedly, clearly lost in her thoughts. The following day, she decides to keep her distance from Chi Jung. However, Chi Jung shows up at her office, determined to prove that he is serious. He makes it clear that if she does not want to date, he is ready to marry her right away. Overwhelmed and frustrated, Jo Yu finally snaps and forces him to leave. A week later, Jo Yu, now officially acting as Chi Jung's legal advisor, has to accompany him on a business trip overseas. During the trip, one of his employees shares a painful story about Chi Jung's past. As a child, he lost his mother in a tragic way right in front of him. Because of that, his father sent him to live in America for 10 years, shaping the person he is today. That night, Zhou Yu finds Chi Cheng quietly burning a photograph of himself. It is his way of remembering the anniversary of his mother's death, hoping that somewhere above, she can still see him. The photo he chooses shows him looking sad, because that is exactly how he feels. Losing his mother took away his ability to truly smile, and that emptiness has stayed with him ever since. The next morning, while Zhou Yu is having coffee, Chi Jung's secretary shares something surprising. Before going to work every day, Chi Jung always stops by the same cafe, even though it is far from his office. The reason is simple. He wants to catch a glimpse of Zhou Yu, even if it is only from a distance. After returning from the business trip, Zhou Yu decides to see for herself if this is true. She walks past the cafe on her usual route, and sure enough, Chi Jung is there, quietly watching her. She approaches him, and in that moment, her heart begins to soften. Sensing the change, Chi Jung tells her that he will be leaving the country again for business in a week. He hopes she will wait for him so they can finally go on a proper date when he returns. From that day on, Zhou Yu counts the days, growing more and more eager for his return. Eventually, Chi Jung lets her know that he will be back the next day. Unfortunately, Zhou Yu suddenly has to travel to Beijing for work at the same time. But just as she is about to board her flight, Chi Jung unexpectedly appears and embraces her. It turns out he has booked a ticket to Beijing as well. Once they arrive, they spend time together on a date. During that time, Zhou Yu buys him a simple scarf. On anyone else it might look ordinary, but on him, it somehow feels special. Not long after, Chi Jung has to leave again, but before he goes, he makes sure everything Zhou Yu might need is taken care of, from transportation to financial support. A few days later, Zhou Yu returns home and visits Chi Jung at his place. While they are sharing a quiet moment together, Xin Yao suddenly shows up with flowers and food. When Chi Jung introduces Zhou Yu as his girlfriend, Xin Yao cannot hide her jealousy, especially after hearing that they are planning to get married soon. However, things quickly take a turn. Chi Jung has to leave the country again, this time for what may be a long period, as his business is facing serious trouble. Not long after, Jo-yu runs into his father by chance. His father firmly tells her to stay away from his son, making it clear that someone like her, a poor widow, will never be considered suitable for Chi Jung. When Jo-yu finally meets Chi Jung again, she can only cry, unable to explain what has happened. Seeing her like that, Chi Jung quietly hands her a tissue. In that moment, he begins to understand the meaning behind her tears. At the same time, his father is already making arrangements, contacting Shin Yao's family and announcing plans for their children to become in-laws. It is a decision driven not by love, but by the desperate need to save a failing business. At the same time, Shin Yao goes to meet Jo-yu. She reveals that she and Chi Jung will soon be getting married. However, the marriage is only a contract, meant to save Chi Jung's struggling family business. Because of that, Shin Yao asks Jo-yu to let go and allow Kisho to be with her. For Jo-yu, the news feels like a nightmare. She is completely shaken. Even though Chi Jung continues to reassure her that he will not leave and that his feelings will not change, Jo-yu understands the reality. Deep down, she knows their relationship will never truly have a future. The next day, gathering all her strength, Jo-yu meets Chi Jung and Shin Yao to hand over their prenuptial agreement. With a heavy heart, Chi Jung signs it. Jo-yu tries to hold herself together, but in the end, she can no longer stop her tears. Chi Jung feels the same, unable to escape the memories they shared. On the day of Jianqi's wedding, Jo-yu arrives with Xiao Yue. When she notices Chi Jung is also there, she quickly tries to leave. But Chi Jung stops her and pulls her into a tight embrace. Neither of them realizes that Xiao Yue witnesses everything. Chi Jung then opens his heart, trying to convince Jo-yu that he will never be able to turn away from her. He does not want to repeat his mother's tragic life, trapped in a loveless marriage. Because of that, he decides he wants to call off the wedding and take Jo-yu away, starting a new life together in another country. Just as Jo-yu begins to waver, Xiao Yue calls. She has discovered the truth about their relationship and is now on the verge of doing the unthinkable at one of Chi Jung's construction sites. Without hesitation, Jo-yu and Chi Jung rush to find her. Xiao Yue is overwhelmed with anger and heartbreak, blaming Jo-yu for betraying her. In her eyes, she was the one who loved Chi Jung, yet he chose her own sister instead. Feeling that life has no meaning anymore, Xiao Yue attempts to do the unthinkable. Chi Jung desperately tries to stop her. Fortunately, emergency teams are already waiting below, and Xiao Yue is saved. After this incident, Jo-yu and Chi Jung make the painful decision to part ways. For now, Chi Jung moves to Hong Kong, while Jo-yu remains in China. Not long after, Jo-yu discovers a pedestrian bridge called the Rain Bridge. It turns out that Chi Jung built it to remember the moment they first met on the plane. On the other side, Chi Jung tries his best to move on, but when he comes across the scarf Jo-yu once gave him, all his strength fades. In the end, all he has left are the memories they created together. Their love may not have lasted, but those moments remain in his heart forever. So the moral of the story is, don't fall in love with your boss, your sister's boss, or anyone who solves problems with contracts and plane tickets, because you'll end up crying, signing papers, and buying scarves for emotional damage.